Howdy friars. So it looks like nobody else will be showing up on this demo day. Skulk is taking the day off. But just to keep to form, I figured I'd record something pretty quick here. I will start by sharing my screen here. And just to show off the new yield farming interface, this is functionally exactly the same. It's just been worked over a little bit to make the interface just look nicer. Yeah, I'll just wait for MetaMask to stop being retarded here. But it won't stop. There we go. So that button just exits with everything. And I now have a transaction failed, so that's fun. MetaMask is not behaving. That might be why. Let's try this again. That looks better. Okay. And so we can see the transactions mining here, and we can click on it to go see how long that'll take. Oh, already confirmed. There you go. So now it's popped back up there. So that took all my fry and my ETH fry back out as well. So yeah, there we go. I think that's it for the demo portion of this demo day. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. Well, actually, I'll probably go right back to sharing because the next topic is SmokeSignal. So let me do that. Get back on sharing here. So if you go to SmokeSignal, for those who don't know, SmokeSignal is a uncensorable platform for discussion for anything you want to talk about, really. But the point is, when you make a post here, it's permanent, and nobody can take it down, not even us. So that's the whole unique value proposition here. And we're looking at ramping up marketing efforts on this and trying to get this more populated with users. We have had some engagement. I mean, you can see here, there's a good amount of stuff here. I mean, some of this is from us, but more than half of it is from regular users. There's not much of an active community right now, though, and that's what we want to fix. And specifically, I want to go over some of the ideas we have for changing this front page. So this is good enough as far as being informative, and the way that this topics block here works, it gives people an incentive to burn more, because then they might get their topic to be up higher here. But we want to do something more like Reddit. So if we go to Reddit or Facebook or Twitter, they're all the same. Their main view is a feed here. And so as soon as you get to Reddit, you know, you're looking at a real-time conversation, or relatively real time. These are all recent. Usually on Reddit, I think these things don't last on the front page for more than, well, in a specific subreddit, it's not more than a day. Like, I know that's the case with the Ethereum subreddit. Might be even faster on the front page, because it's a mixture of all these, all the different subreddits. And Facebook and Twitter have a similar layout here. At least when you're logged in, you have a central feed, and then you have some stuff around the sides. So for SmokeSignal, we want to do something really similar. Reddit has a way of weighting posts based on the time they were posted and the upvotes. So if something was posted a long time ago, or if it has 0 upvotes, it won't be anywhere near the front page. But if it has like a ton of upvotes, it'll stay at the top page or the front page for a while. And if it was just posted, that also brings it more closely to the front page. So on SmokeSignal, we could do something very similar. So let's actually go take a look at this post here. So this topic, you can see it has $105 burned on it. And most of that came from here. This guy burned $100 to post this. It's an interesting thing to go look at by itself. But when he burned $100, there was nothing else, and there still really isn't anything else close to that. So we would like this front page then to show that up front for some time. And then as time goes on, it would sort of decay, at least as far as this front page is concerned. And you could see a list of these things. And then sort of to go with that, you could display for the user how much they would have to burn to get their stuff shown on the front page. And so those two things combined should just make this thing a lot more to feel a lot more dynamic, and so that when there is an active community here, it'll be more immediately obvious to the user. So yeah, that's the idea for SmokeSignal, and our Elm developer should be getting on that pretty soon. In fact, I think he's working on some mock-ups today. We'll probably coordinate more on Monday and get a more solid plan to move forward. Yeah, let's see. Let me. So there's and we've talked a lot on the forum about how. Whoops. How we could market this, where we can market this. There's a few ideas I wanted to bring up here because they're pretty cool. I mean, one thing right away that I love, and this was brought up by, I think it was Captain Steak. I hope I didn't get that wrong. But the idea is to go to any of these platforms that are censoring and deplatforming people and develop a bot that would look for these posts that says your whatever was removed, and then just automatically reach out to these people and say, hey, you know, we've built a tool where you can speak and you won't be deplatformed, and that's its whole selling point. So to create that bot would take a little bit of time. We got to find somebody to do that for us, but then it would keep paying off quite well. I think it would just be this kind of silent, you know, waiting in the wings bot that would just reach out to anybody who got deplatformed and censored. And as the censorship ramps up out there on Twitter or wherever we implement this kind of thing, then we would just be increasing our own exposure to exactly the kind of people who are going to want it. A related idea that was brought up in the forum was, and this was by Nobody Jones. He actually had a lot of ideas. One of them was just to start reaching out directly to popular bloggers or people that are sort of well known, but are on the kinds of fringes that are generally deplatformed and censored. So YouTube and Twitter and these guys generally censor more conservative posts, for example. Now, of course, a danger here is that we're going to be drawing from the fringes, and so we're essentially welcoming in the fringe conversation. But I think that's okay, and SmokeSignal in the end should be able to survive even bizarre or crazy information coming at it. I mean, that's kind of part of the whole I don't know, ideology behind SmokeSignal, is that we don't need censorship or moderation to create a social network, or rather a platform, social platform. We don't need to censor and moderate it in order to get users to see good content and give them the power to filter out the bad. And a lot of that strategy we'll be implementing as we get traffic and as we actually see how increased traffic affects the platform. But we should be able to grow that platform, grow our strategies regarding spam or I don't know, unattractive content as the traffic comes, and again, without actually censoring anything, and just giving the users themselves the power to define what kinds of content they do or don't want to see. So in the end, what we'll be working towards is that you could sort of call it a search bubble in a way, but it would be a user-defined search bubble and all transparent as well. So this could look like when you get there, maybe there's a default set of you know, check boxes or different settings that you can have, and there might be a default that kind of pushes away a lot of the more spammy stuff and shows you more of something else. But then you can then modify that, disable it completely, customize it. So yeah, and I think the world is really becoming hungrier for that kind of a platform that doesn't resort to censorship and moderation in the face of spam or hateful whatever. So yeah, but obviously the first step is to market it. And as we begin marketing, I'm really excited to get this, the interface itself to be stickier and be more obviously alive to the users who do show up here. So that it seems like that's what we'll be focusing on more and more in the coming weeks. And another benefit of that is that as more people get on SmokeSignal and it itself becomes attractive, that actually then is a great funnel to get people interested in Foundry. Because we built it and it says on SmokeSignal forged by Foundry on the upper right. Yeah, so that's the plan. Oh, and then another benefit there, of course, is that as we get people who are interested in, you know, censorship-free platforms, that's going to be a great source to draw from to get high fryers. And on the forum as well, if you go and you find the recruiting high fryers post, I posted it a few days ago, and there's been some replies. The idea there is that for Foundry to succeed, we need people other than Team Toast that are actually leading being thought leaders and leading discussions and turning proposals and ideas and opportunities and dangers, turning that all into proposals that will then eventually be given to governance to actually enact and throw Foundry's weight around in one direction or another. So if we can get SmokeSignal to get a lot of traffic coming, then that's going to be a crowd that cares about censorship-free platforms, which is very close to Foundry's principles. So a lot of those people we could see actually coming over to start helping us think through how Foundry moves forward, and we could start building. It's just going to be a great asset to continue building and growing this high fryer network, which is the ultimate source of intelligence that will be actually driving Foundry at the end of the day. I think I'll stop there, keep it short, and I'll see you guys next week.